reputation, I had a name, I had quite a lot of money, I had all that kind of stuff. So yeah, my life was a successful life if you looked at it. Everyone looked at this successful life. I had this other side of life where I was running around committing crimes. For who I was exactly where I wanted to be. But in my heart, I was really lonely as a man. And as much I tried to fill the gaps with sex and drugs and money and all that trappings of that life, my heart was still very empty. It was just an empty heart. I ended up in prison because I committed loads of armed robberies. The first time going into prison was hard, and perhaps the second time, but after you've been in and out of prison as much as I had over my lifetime, it became kind of just part of the job. The difference on this one is I was glad to be in prison because my life had become that chaotic in taking drugs and in committing crimes. Going to prison was a place to stop. So I recognised that I needed to be in prison, but then doing a life sentence for armed robbery was quite an ordeal. 3 or 4 years in, I made a decision one day no longer to be violent. So the moment I made that decision, somebody tried it on with me in a violent manner. And I dealt with that in the way that I would always deal with something, which wasn't the right way, because people get hurt. But that made me realise that I wasn't equipped for this change. And I remember saying to the prison staff that I've just done that because I'm vulnerable. And I actually realised that for the first time in my adult life, I've actually admitted that I wasn't the toughest or the roughest. I was just a scared little boy. They were going to ship me out into a higher security prison, etc., etc. And loads of things happened, but I tried to kill myself. I came to a place where who I looked at in the mirror, I didn't like. I didn't want to be that person at all, but I didn't know how to change. There was no one around me that was different. We were all the same. We looked a bit different, we might have smelled a bit different, but we're all doing sentences, we're all being in for being criminals, and we've all got drug issues or identity issues. So I couldn't actually find someone to follow, to model myself on. A priest walked into my cell one day and gave me a Gideon Bible, and that changed my life. But what I did is I threw the Bible down on the floor in the segregation unit, and I turned around and said, God, I know that you are true, you need to show me. And 4 days later, I was shipped to another prison called Dovegate Prison, and being in Dovegate Prison was where I just completely changed my life. Another prisoner led me to the Lord. And over an 8-year period in that prison, 1,000 men got saved, 250 people got baptised. One of the things about being in prison is you start to see the need. And the need in my case was what's going to happen to me next. So I asked God a very serious question. Lord, why are these men getting saved and transforming the prison that they're in? Then they go out of prison and they come back in. And I realised that the church doesn't know how to receive them. God just gave me a vision to help men walk out of prison. And probably help 25 to 30 men a year now. I now understand that the same problems men have got in prison and coming out of prison are the same problems men have got in church and in the pub and in the factories. It's the same. It's identity, feeling isolated. What is my purpose? Where's my position? It's all the stuff that men actually go through but they don't talk about. If you've got a good group of people around you and you love them and trust them, they will help correct you. One of the things in my life is that I never felt accepted. I didn't feel part of, I didn't feel loved. I felt very isolated by the lonely. The main foundation of my life now is I know I'm loved, I know who I am, I know that my identity is in Christ, and it doesn't matter what today looks like or what tomorrow looks like, that's my starting point, that's my foundation, that's who I am.